The Convergence. Chapter 6. The cage closes. The frequency will not stop ringing in me. It is not pain the way a wound is pain. A wound has edges. This is my whole body turned into a struck bell that will not go quiet. Every nerve stripped bare and singing, the extraction tone I pulled out of hundreds of dying souls, still resonating through my flesh, with nowhere left to go. I am on my side on the tent floor. I have been here long enough to lose the shape of time. My hands are fists against my chest, and I am holding a door shut inside myself. And the door does not want to stay shut. Something leans on it from the other side. Let go. You are so tired. You have held everything your whole life. Let go, and you will never have to hold anything again. Not my voice. It wears my thoughts like a stolen coat. I shove it down, and my arms shake with the shoving. And there is a small, terrible part of me that wants to set the weight down just to feel my arms stop. Vile. I reach down the bond across the sky, a thread. Warmth stretched so thin it is barely warmth. Present. Too far to reach. Outside the canvas, my father's voice. Low, careful. The voice he uses holding a line he doesn't want the men to hear strain in. I press my forehead to the cold ground, and I listen, because listening is not holding the door. Neo has finally come to stand beside me at the flap, and I know he is afraid, because he is being gentle, and my husband is only gentle when he is afraid. Celia, you have been standing since the dark. You have to sit. He threw me out. It comes out flat. Our son looked at me and said, "Get out and don't come back," and it was not his voice. Something was in it. I know. I made him wait in a doorway once, a small boy with a cut hand, and I was saving someone else, and he waited until the dark came, and I never went to him. My throat closes. Now I am standing in his doorway, and he will not let me through. 30 years, Neo, and I am still on the wrong side of the same door. He does not tell me I am wrong. He puts his hand flat between my wings and leaves it there. Bark to the jaw, a spear that has held this line for decades, and he has never once known what to say to me about our son. And he does not know now. But he stays. Two people guarding a tent they are not allowed to enter, from a world coming to ask for the child inside it. The world does not make us wait long. Boots on the platform boards. More than 2 men coming with the weight of people who decided something before they arrived. Neo's hand leaves my back, and the softness folds away, the general coming up over the father like bark closing over a wound. 3 commanders climb into the lamplight. The western camp, the north, the deep line, 3 fronts, which means word has already run the whole rot line. General Kasparian. The western one does not soften it. We hear you have a soul walker. I have a wounded son. That is not what the healers are saying 3 camps over. They are saying a thing walked out of the rot and laid hands on the rot fade cases. The ones we bury, not 12, not 50, hundreds. A whole tent, cleared in one night, men who are going to fade, breathing because of what is in that tent. He steps closer. So do not tell me you have a wounded son. Tell me you have the only thing on this front that can save the men we are losing to a wound no healer can touch. The door buckles. Out there they say hundreds, and something in me hears it and turns over. Hungry. Hundreds. And they will want more. They will always want more. You will pull the death out of every soul on this line until there is nothing left of your hands, and they will call it your duty. And my whole back seizes. One long iron cramp from skull to hip. And I bite down on the scream, because the scream brings them in, and I hold, sweat on the cold ground under my cheek. And the clear part of me thinks, this is not the healing. The healing never felt like this. Something else is happening to me, and I do not know what it is. He cannot help you. My voice comes out level, the voice I use over a wound too grave to panic in front of. I am the highest sage on this line. Whatever he did, it has emptied him. He cannot lift his own head. Drag him out tonight, and you will get a corpse, not a cure. It is true. Truer than I know, and I can feel it is truer than I know. The youngest, the deep line, the hungriest, speaks soft, and soft is worse. Then he rests tonight. Tomorrow he comes to my line, where 30 men are fading, and he does again what he did for the hundreds. He is not a well. you lower a bucket into. Neo's spear is not in his hand, and the threat of it is in the room anyway. He is my son. He is the only one of his kind in the history of this world. The Western commander's patience goes, and the aggression under it stands up bare. You can give him to this war and be honored, or you can hide him in a tent and have him taken and be remembered as the general who put one failed boy above every soldier on the rot line. Move away from the flap. No, my husband says, and I watch Neo Kasparian, who let his face fall at our son's bare forehead his whole life, plant his feet in a doorway and stake his name, his rank, his legacy on the boy he was ashamed of. 30 years too late, the bravest thing I have ever seen him do, and I do not know if our son will ever wake to know he did it. The deep line commander's hand moves toward the flap. Neo steps into him, and behind the canvas, my son makes a sound, low, cracked, the extraction frequency ringing in it, and every man on the platform goes still, because none of them have ever heard a sound like that come out of a living throat. Across the void, on a pale moon that hangs over the green world, there is a place made entirely of light. Vile has not come home to it in 300 years. The remembrance halls rise around him now, vault upon vault of stored memory, the whole history of his people held in glowing layers that sink down past sight. This is where the Aethervori keep what everything else forgot, and a fallen thing does not belong here. That was the rule Vile made for himself the day he fell. A diminished light does not walk among the memory of what his kind used to be. But he is not diminished tonight. He is blazing. And every light in the hall has turned to look at him, because a fallen thing is not supposed to burn bright again. And this one is ebb and flow. Fallen resonance does not recover. You will explain, or you will not descend. So I explain all of it, because secrecy is slower than truth. The Verdeni child who failed to bond a Crystal Angelus, and how that emptiness is the exact vacancy that made him hostable. The seal broken, a body holding two frequencies when every record says it must be one. And this, he does not heal. Do not call him a healer. A healer mends and binds. He reaches into a soul, takes the null bleeding through, tears it out whole, and burns it from existence. He is a purger. There has never been one. I watch the alarm spread as I speak, light after light going still, because the more honestly I lay it out, the more clearly they understand I am not describing an anomaly. I am describing the thing the oldest records said could never happen, walking around on the third world with my signature bound to its soul. That is not possible, the highlight says. Thin, I am aware. I am already past it, down into the strata, because their horror brought me the only thing I needed. The thing at the center of the rot recognized him. Something like him existed once. And the only place a memory that old survives is down here, in the fall, in the part of ourselves we do not look at. I sink into the oldest light, the tearing of the boundary, the knoll above, the long descent from the fourth world. I reach for the record of a thing that walks both frequencies, that removes what others can only bind. A name half-formed in the old light, resolving as I reach. Rift, the world stops. Not the hall, the world. Every world. The whole weave of being goes rigid, the way air goes rigid before lightning. The boom. It is not a sound. A sound travels. This arrives everywhere, at once, a single vast tolling note struck through the floor of reality, so deep the light in the halls shudders, so total that the ancient archivists flinch as one. And I feel it land in the bond like a hand closing over my whole chest. Every spirit in the hall knows what it is. I know what it is. I was taught this note before I fell. If you ever hear it, you are already too late to stop it and too small to help. Heaven has noticed something. Heaven has come down to judge it. And the note is not tolling over Aethervile. I feel the direction of it, the way you feel which way a scream came from. Down, out, across the void, toward a green world, toward a tent, toward a boy on a floor, with my signature bound into his soul, who has no idea what is falling out of the sky toward him. The half-found record dies unread in my reach. It does not matter now. Heaven is about to tell everyone what he is, in a language no archive can soften. The old archivist turns to me, white with dread. That judgment falls on the fourth world, ebb and flow. That is falling on your boy. I am already moving. Corvin. I throw it down the bond with everything I have, across the whole void. Hold. Do not let go of the door. Whatever comes, I am coming. Hold. And far below, faint as a heartbeat through a wall, curled around a door he does not know he is guarding, my boy holds. The boom rolls on across the sky, and on every world beneath the veil, everything that lives looks up.